Welcome everybody to another round of Ray's Boom Boom Room. I'm your host Ray Mancini. Here at my cut man, corner man, Mike Case.
And I got moved to the bench.
Yeah, you're over there.
I'm over here.
And you're fourth man on the deal team.
Yeah. Two very special guests today that we'll get to. And today we're going to talk a lot about what's going on in downtown Warren here. We're out here at Avalon, which is just a stone, 9 hours away from downtown Warren. A little further from downtown Youngstown. But like I said, Avalon was the only joint when I was growing up that was a resort. If you call it whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's really spectacular.
It's amazing now.
What they've done to it. But can I say something before we start? I got to tell you something. So I was having lunch over here.
Oh, here
and
we
my
go.
friend Mike walks in with 3 lovely women.
Businessman.
Well, your wife's going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
This
is not going to go well.
I'm sitting at the bar by myself, looking very forlorn. And I'm looking like, I ain't got a best friend in the world. He comes in, hi, Ray. Sits down, and don't you think you know what I said, Ray, would you like to sit down with us?
You were the fourth man on
Would
the
you
deal
do
team.
that?
No,
No.
I said, come
I
on
said,
over.
come
Now you know why
Ray,
he's sitting in the
would you like
fourth
to
seat
join?
today,
Yeah,
huh?
that's
Right,
right.
exactly.
You're not sitting in the
Yeah,
bunkhouse
pushed all
right
the
now.
way
You're in
over.
the
That's
bunkhouse,
right.
Bunkhouse. Jimmy
I
DeCenzo, Bunkhouse.
I'd say, Mike, if I see Mike looking forlorn like I was.
You didn't seem forlorn.
And I would say, Mike, why don't you come and join us?
Sure.
Because I'm supposed to be part of the team.
Right,
It's a team effort here.
Sure.
Right?
No, I feel
Yeah.
bad. I didn't realize you were forlorn.
I'm sitting there like the
Redheaded stepchild. Yeah.
redheaded stepchild.
There you
That's
go.
the
That's
word.
it.
Redheaded stepchild. You got me so upset I can't even get out.
Man had to eat lunch by himself at the bar. What the fuck?
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
sitting-
Look
and
at
I'm sitting there,
forlorn, too, of
and
all
I'm drinking
things.
my wine.
Forlorn, Mike. Come
How
on.
about this? How about
Jeez.
this? Now, none for none, too. Beautiful. This place is spectacular. So I go to the hotel bar.
You got him wound up.
I know.
now.
I don't even get there.
No,
retort.
No, come back on this.
The gentleman was just Ron Kringle, right?
Klingle.
Not Kringle.
Chris Kringle.
His
Kringle.
brother's Chris.
Yeah.
Chris Kringle, yeah.
It's okay.
Klingle,
But
Ron
Ron, I bet you're
Klingle.
happy
Ron,
you
I
did.
apologize. Klingle.
Oh, yeah.
Ron, that's your name.
He's rolling now.
Your name allows itself for a jingle. Oh,
There you go.
And he's part of the Pringle potato chip family, too. Yeah, it's good.
Hey, but there's none for nothing. No. This is true. So you see, so I get a glass of wine. I said, give me that, because I see the menu. They got A-class, A1 lineup of wines.
Oh, yeah.
Of that wine list is spectacular. Some bottles, very, very high end, from 500 to a G note. Okay, right? Here's the rub on that. So I get the glass of wine, and I said, she goes, we can't serve any glass cups out here, so plastic cup. Ron, I love you, brother, but you ain't serving no wine. But you got it for almost you got it for $50. And plastic cups, Ron! What are we doing?
Yeah.
Because she said, we're not allowed to have glass out here. I said, well,
But the real thing is, Ray, if you drink an expensive glass, but you're by yourself, that's no
Oh,
fun, is it?
no.
Here we go.
Kenny.
You better wear a cup.
No.
I
I was crying in my. I can't say I'm crying in my glass because I
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
plastic
your
cup.
cup.
So I
Yeah,
was
your
crying in my
plastic
cup.
cup.
Now I'm sitting in my mind. I'm thinking I got a lot going on in my. Mike walks in. Hey Ray.
Here's. Do
And
you
I
want to
look
know what
at
he does?
him.
You know he talks with his hands all the time. He's like
And I go like this.
that.
I go like this. I go
So
like
he goes
this,
to his
yeah.
right, and I'm like, oh, he's waiting on somebody to come
No.
sit.
That
You
was
didn't know what that meant,
that was
though, right?
code.
No,
Right.
I should
That was
know.
code.
No,
You know
that
what
was
that
code.
means,
right? Okay,
That
yeah.
was code for. What are you gonna do?
What's
with
up?
me?
Yeah.
Right, come
I
on,
didn't
huh?
know. I didn't know.
You're gonna
It's
throw me a
awful.
bone.
Right.
You're gonna throw me a bone and invite me to sit down.
Let me just
3
say,
lovely women.
Oh,
He's trying to capture. He had to capture the
Threw you
audience.
no bone, nothing.
Not
All right, so
there.
here-
And he was
Listen to what
forlorn,
happened.
too. That's
Mr.
what I, forlorn.
Here's
Look
here
at that.
comes the
Yeah.
explanation.
Mr. Social, I see him Sunday at the Eastwood Mall 50th anniversary.
Yes.
And I'm talking with him and his lovely wife, and then somebody comes over and wants to take a picture with him. So he turns ahead of me like this, puts his arm around this family over here, and then he takes his arm and shoos me out of the picture.
It was photo.
Like, literally, I wasn't even in the damn picture.
He knew you were going to dog him.
I wasn't.
man, never know,
He
right.
takes his arm. I've never had this happen, and pushes
Call that
me
what?
out
Photo
of the
what?
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, right out of the photo op.
Photo bombing. Thank you, Ron.
I was not bombing it. I was talking to his wife while he was in a picture.
Here's what I see according to my.
No, no,
I
no.
get,
Impossible.
so I went.
Now we're even. Jackass.
So, but yeah. Anyway, talking about the
That's
50th
good.
anniversary of anybody from around here, even if you're not around the country, we have the Eastwood Mall here in downtown. Well, Niles, Warren,
Niles,
And it's a
yeah.
complex.
But
It's
it's
a
Oh, it's a
complex.
complex.
It
It's
was
a
built
huge
50-year
complex.
anniversary there. You know, any place that goes 50. I remember when I was a young kid. I remember hearing about it being. You know, we have the Southern Park Mall over by us, this in Youngstown, but the Eastwood Mall, it was spectacular, and they just keep getting bigger and better.
Does anybody know how the Eastwood Mall got their name?
Oh,
No, that's interesting.
I should have
That's
Yeah,
asked
we
really
got
that.
a trivia
Eastwood.
question here.
Yeah.
That'll
I'll
be
help you,
good,
Mike,
yeah.
with this.
No,
this
this is
is
good.
journalism
Yeah,
stuff.
go ahead.
It was the Eastwood Golf Course. There was like a driving range, little I think 9-hole deal, and that's how they named it the Eastwood
Well,
Mall.
but see, Ron.
Not Ron. That's
No,
Mike.
Ron, no. You're throwing me off, man.
He's drinking Ray's Boom
Oh,
Boom
my God.
Bourbon.
There
That's
you
why
go.
he's a
That's
little
why
Kenny,
he's a
shot
little
right
off
now.
Kenny,
today.
you threw me off because Kenny, you just explained how it's got its name, but you didn't explain how Eastwood Golf Course got its name.
Oh,
Because
I'm
the
thinking-
guy's name was Mike Eastwood. That's why.
that's made up.
There we go.
Totally
That's
made up.
That's bullshit.
Gotta be
I don't
bullshit.
know.
There's
I have
no way.
idea
Clint-
how-
There's
Clint-
no
Why-
way.
why-
Yeah, you can't believe
They got
that.
the Eastwood Mall because they
Yeah.
put on this piece of land. It was the Eastwood.
No Clint Eastwood.
It was the
no.
Eastwood Golf Course, but the Eastwood Mall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's halfway.
how did we get Eastwood?
It's better
Called
than
the
I
East
Got no
Woods,
clue.
wasn't it?
Don't help
called the
us.
East Woods.
East of the
I have
city.
No
East of the
idea,
city, in
no
the
idea.
woods.
But I'm going to
East
say
Woods.
something. You know, we're very fortunate. The Cafaro family has
Yeah,
invested a
yeah,
lot of money in the
absolutely.
area.
Yes.
And they live here and they stay here.
Yeah, they do.
I got to give them a lot of credit.
That's a good
no, no.
family.
They
That's a good
invest. They're
family.
great. They invest money
Same thing,
in the
and
valley.
I love the Cafaro family and Mrs. Cafaro. Mrs. Cafaro, Mrs. When I was fighting, and Mr. Cafaro,
You
they
mean
would
William's wife, Bill's wife?
Bill's wife.
Bill's,
yeah. Anthony and JJ's mother.
Oh man, he was a
Flora,
great guy.
God rest her soul. Flora was a great, young, wonderful woman. Her sister just passed this past year. The mother would take the plane, come to my fights. She flew to Vegas.
No
She
kidding.
flew
Wow,
to,
that's
and
nice.
she flew to Reno, and she flew to New York. Mr. Cafaro, she went. I always appreciate that.
That's
I always
awesome.
Yeah, that's
On
support right
Saturdays,
there.
I
I'll
used to
tell
go to
you.
lunch with Don Hanai, Bill Cafaro, Blackie Gennaro,
Yeah, Blackie.
Sam DeGotti.
I would have.
there's some other
I would have
guys.
loved to heard those conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
good
that
And
kind
I
of-
was
there,
I was a
yeah.
kid, so I would just sit and listen. But it was really
Oh, yeah.
And that, you know, Blackie was she
Oh,
was
yeah.
what do you call
Oh,
the
that-
IBF,
Yeah.
IBC.
Oh, yeah.
And then with
IBC.
Ernie Shavers,
Yeah.
I got to go to Madison Square Garden and meet Ali, which to me I was too young to really appreciate the magnitude of it. And I met like Ken Norton, and it was
Kenny's
just very
good.
cool. And if Shavers would have not let up on Ali, he probably would have
Probably
beat him.
would,
When he
yeah.
knocked,
Yeah.
well, go
You
on
know,
with it. Here, go ahead.
no. Let me tell you, Ernie's my
What-
guy.
why not?
No.
Go ahead.
No,
That's your
I'm not the
opinion.
expert. I mean, look, Ernie, he went great, man. Ernie, what he did was tremendous because nobody thought he could go past 4 rounds. Because up to that point, he didn't have to.
Yeah.
And Ernie was knocking everybody out. And then, of course, but then he got shot with Ali, and he went all 15 rounds. And people, didn't think he'd go. So it was tremendous. I think he took his foot off the gas a little
he
bit
did.
because he
He
wasn't
did in
sure
that
he could
fight.
go 15 rounds. And so when he
Yeah.
started, that's when Ali started picking up the pace.
That's
what-
interesting.
Because I don't think Ernie. See, look, don't fight anybody. Fight it, no matter what. You don't know until you do it. You don't know. You like to think you can. We talk about we can. And that's why when I always say about the fighters nowadays, I always talk about the greatest of the 12-round era. I said, well, like Floyd Mayweather, greatest of the 12-round era.
Yeah.
Could he have gone 15? We don't know.
That's a
He
long
never had
way.
to.
Yeah,
We
15
don't
rounds,
know.
long way.
You like to think, well, he was in great
Yeah,
shape,
that's a long
great
way.
shape. But the last 3 rounds, man, are the dog rounds.
Yeah.
Those are championship rounds. We don't know. He never had to. It's like a guy who sprints a 100-yard dash. Could he do the 220? Maybe. We don't know. He doesn't do it. A lot of guys run 100, don't run the 220. So we don't know if they could.
right.
So that's all my point is. So, so I think when you don't know until you do it, okay, it's like when you're a 4-round fighter or you go 6 rounds. Till you do it, you don't know.
No.
And but
That's anything in
Yeah,
life.
yeah, and that's right.
Yeah,
that's
that's
exactly
true.
right.
Yeah.
So, but that was that. That was it was great, Mr. Cafaro. the family. They were wonderful people. They've treated me wonderful through the years, and they invest a lot in Trumbull County.
And they do a lot like with YSU
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh,
I
they do a
mean,
ton everywhere.
and
Yeah.
thank God they stay involved
They
with
stay
the
involved.
community.
Well, and I'm not going to take away their shine because what they did was incredible. But the same thing, and toward the flip side is the Bartlow family and the Youngstown.
Absolutely.
Wonderful
doubt.
people.
family.
Oh,
Same
no,
thing.
no.
No, I know you ain't taking it into it. I'm just
And
saying.
they're always connected anyways,
because-
Oh,
those two.
God.
because
Look at
Yeah.
Dior. Look at Dior. They were going to knock
Denise,
that down.
Denise lives in Youngstown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She her and her husband John York, owner of
Yes.
the 49ers,
Right.
but she's committed. They're the owners at Mall. They sold, I believe, the Southern Park Mall to an ownership out of Washington D.C.
Yes.
If I'm correct.
Yes.
And now
You
they're
are,
doing
yeah.
a lot of things. But they've been committed to Youngstown and stayed in Youngstown where they could have been anywhere in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
But they've
Mr.
been
Cavelli was there.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah,
for
Sam
him.
was there.
Cavelli was
Yeah.
here.
was yeah. But he's
Same
in-
idea.
Same, yeah, he's here in
Yeah.
He's in
Lives-
Warren, right?
lives
I
down the
admire
street.
people that
Yeah,
took
he
their
lives
money
in
back
Warren,
in the
Yeah,
businesses
yeah,
in Warren.
absolutely.
Yeah, he's
It's
great.
nice to go and live somewhere where it's warm in the winter, but
Well, yeah,
this is
yeah.
our, these are our roots. Look at you. You're going to be here.
And I'm here. I'm back. I always wanted to come back. I always wanted to come back, and right timing, and timing seemed to was right, for me to come back. And but yeah, we got a lot of just so many wonderful things going on here locally, and
Robbins Theater.
Robbins Theater, which
That's
we're
what
ready
you
to
call
go.
a segue. That's what you
Segue,
call a segue. Mike, that's what you call a segue.
See, that's what you call teeing it up.
No, I
teeing it
know.
up for your 10 and
Just
tee.
slobbing up the softballs.
That's it, that's
and,
all.
Kind of like when you're sitting by yourself and you
Yeah,
tee it
yeah,
up and
yeah.
then
Do you want me
I'm
to,
saying-
you want me to introduce
So
our guest?
Mike,
and then
Mike
we'll-
said, "Well, can we do that one?" He just said it. He walks in. I go, and when I
gonna
get
bust your
hand
balls,
signal,
Mike.
and I'm going like this, going like that, like, invite me. He gives me one of these,
who gots, right?
and then
Who
says,
gots?
"Stop."
That's
And
exactly
then-
right.
anyhow, yes. So Mike, you want to make this real? Because
Oh, cool. Yeah, this will be fun. In the middle there is Ken Haidaris, who has been on. This is your third time on the podcast. That's
Oh,
a
is
that's
it?
a
Okay.
record. You're like
Is it
Steve
really?
Martin in
Hey, you
Saturday
got a
Night
record,
Live.
see? There you
Like
go.
you've hosted more than
I'm
anybody.
a wild and crazy guy.
And Mark Marvin is next to him. What's your official title, Mark?
I'm president of Downtown Development Group.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're
And the Marvin Group.
And the
and
Marvin,
the Marvin Group.
Yeah.
Is your company helping with the Robbins Theater construction?
Oh,
and
not
things like
helping.
that?
He's doing it.
It's
we,
it, right?
we own the Robbins
Okay.
Theater, yeah,
Very
and,
good.
and we're doing the construction on it and everything else. Yeah,
And I want to
so-
just say real quick, what these guys doing with an old building, the challenges are amazing. He looks at something, he's structural engineer, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do this, we do this. Me, I'm looking like, what the fuck are we going to do with this? So it's amazing. This job would not get done without him. I'm just telling you. It's amazing. Him and Jimmy DeCenzo,
Yeah.
the whole group, Bobby Felix. I'm going to
Bobby
mention Harry
Felix,
Leith,
yeah.
the Scottishman, Harry Leith,
Yeah,
the painter.
crazy
from
Scotsman,
Scotland.
right, yeah.
Painter, plasterer.
Can't forget him.
It's a project that's really amazing, huh, Ronnie?
Yeah, you guys were just there yesterday, yeah.
Harry Lee.
Harry
Harry
Leith,
Leith, yeah.
Leith. I'm
No,
giving
we-
you your props, Harry.
Harry, God bless you. I never met you, Harry, but I'm looking forward to it. There, I go with it. When you talk to Harry, can you understand him?
Barely.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you,
Depends
Harry.
on- depends
I'm
on-
not saying Harry.
you know,
I've been to Scotland.
Oh, yeah,
I've been
it's
to Glasgow.
terrible.
Aye,
Glasgow.
aye, yeah.
Well,
Depends on how mad he
but all I'm
gets.
saying
That's
is this:
the thing.
the only reason is that when I was in Glasgow a couple years ago, and I was there with my friends from, I do an appearance every. This time,
Oh, yeah.
this time last year, I was in England.
Yeah.
And then I was in Dublin, so I go to make an appearance in London. Then Birmingham, go to Birmingham, and then 3 years ago I was in Cardiff, Wales. 2 years ago in Glasgow,
Yeah.
and the last year I was in Dublin, I was in Dublino.
Dublino.
But when we were in Glasgow, which is spectacular.
Oh, it's
Absolutely
it's
spectacular.
phenomenal.
Wait till
Oh.
you
And
hear
then,
Harry, we
so
did
they
that.
come
that's
over.
great,
So
yeah.
my guy come over and go, "Hey mate,
That's about it right there.
You know what I mean, mate?
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Hey, mate. Hey, mate. You know what I mean, mate? I looked at my guy, Scott, who was from, Scott Murray from London, Birmingham, and goes, I said, we don't even understand them. He says, we understand the Irish, we can understand, but nobody understands the
No, when you go
Scottish."
further north,
Oh,
nobody
the Scottish.
understands. No, and when they
So-
drink, it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
But
goes
I'll tell you
downhill
what,
from there.
man,
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely people.
Oh
Lovely
yeah,
people.
it's
So Harry
fantastic
Leith, you're
over there,
salty, but you're doing a great
Yeah.
job.
He's doing a fantastic
He's a
job
salty
down there.
son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
Oh,
he really is.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was throwing shit yesterday, making
He
noise
was
during the
mad,
press
yeah.
conference.
And,
but
and,
we
and,
understand.
and it could be because,
Harry.
yeah, but you ain't going to understand him either way.
No.
He's a talented guy.
Lovely man. You're a lovely man. and I'm sure you're a hard man.
And we're grateful you do not wear a kilt when you're on that
Oh
lift
yeah,
up
we're
there,
very
'cause
grateful
We don't want
with
to
that.
see that.
Yeah. When he goes that up that lift, we
Yeah.
don't want to see
We
that.
don't wanna see
No,
what's
no,
sitting
no,
down
no.
That's it.
So you were saying that Robbins was a person that from Warren?
Daniel Robbins, and
Robbins,
Mark,
yeah.
you know, and actually there was a man named Mark. Oh God, I can't remember his. I do know his last name, but I'm going to butcher it right now. In Champion, he has
yeah.
a plaque that weighs like 400 pounds that was at the Robbins Theater that he has, and we're going to go, Mark. We're going to put it in, hopefully in the spot that it was. God, I wish I could remember his name, but it's very
you
cool.
know
It
his
has
name,
all
I
the
know his name.
theaters that he owned in a picture of him. It's
And
very.
he
I
actually
have a
built
picture.
all those theaters. He
Yeah,
didn't own
built
them.
all
He
those
built
theaters.
all
So
those
he's a remarkable
theaters,
guy.
too.
And I had no
Yeah.
idea they did 6.
And this
but
area's always had a attachment with Hollywood. Always
yeah,
over
yeah.
the years. Ken
The
Lee
Warner
players.
family. Warner family.
And so
Warner
he
family from
actually was
Youngstown,
part of the
yeah.
Warner
Warner
family.
Brothers.
The Warner Brothers and Daniel Robbins were actually who commissioned and built that theater.
that right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And the construction on his place, not that I'm qualified, it's a bomb shelter. If there's ever a tornado, go to the Robbins Theater, buy a ticket first, but go into the Robbins Theater. This place, I mean, the walls are like 2 feet thick.
17 inches
And
thick,
I keep
yeah.
telling Mark, we got to blow this wall out. He wants to kill me because blowing out a 2-foot wall is
Yeah,
crazy.
Jackhammering through walls. Yeah, hey, let's blow
you can't
this out.
believe
Yeah, no
this joint.
problem.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
It is. It's unreal.
So the structure is so sound. I mean, there was a few problems over the stage with some leaks, but it's just really, and I can't wait to do your show there. Rick.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
going to
good.
be
that's what I wanna
fantastic.
get
Yeah,
to.
we're
What-
looking forward to that.
Andrew Dice Clay, if you're watching this, we want you there.
We definitely want you
Ruby,
there.
if you're watching, Ruby.
Ruby, if you're watching, we
Set
want
it
you.
up. Ruby's his manager, so
We'll
set
make
it
a deal, believe
Yeah,
me.
definitely. We'll make a good
Forget
deal.
So
about it.
I was gonna ask you, what are the shows that you got coming?
Go ahead,
Oh,
Kenny.
yeah,
That's
you
on
gotta
you.
see
Do you want to
Kenny,
cover
yeah.
the whole schedule, or
Well, give us the highlights.
Let's
Okay.
start with the
We got,
opening.
yeah.
How about
Yeah.
the
We'll
opening
We'll go to
weekend?
and you
Opening
said
weekend.
you've seen this Big Bad
Voodoo
Voodoo
Daddy.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, some at
Here
the
you
Greek
go.
Theater.
There
Give him
you
the
go.
date. So
Some
that's
at
in
the Greek
January,
Theater.
beginning of January, right?
We have a 3-day
Beginning of
opening
January.
weekend.
It's January 9th is the 97th anniversary of the opening of the theater.
Is that why you picked it?
That's why
Yeah,
we
that's
picked it.
why we
Yeah,
picked
I
it.
wouldn't be back here in January.
Yeah,
That's
me
for
neither.
sure.
It's
No,
fucking
forget
cold
it.
over here.
That's the only reason we
That's
did
the
it. but,
97th anniversary of the building.
Yeah.
Like Al Jolson's been here, like all this vaudeville. It's
everybody.
really some cool history.
And we don't want to forget the people locally too. So we have 3 local acts that we're going to bring in too.
Okay.
So we
Before
have 3
Big
local
Bad
acts.
Voodoo Daddy.
Before
So
that,
it'd be
yeah.
like 3 locals, 9 o'clock. We're going to do, Mark, we're going to bring a nice movie screen down, show like a collage of the history of the theater. It's going to be a really nice, you should really, I know it's cold, but you should be there. Because it's cold.
Oh, believe
the
me.
9th,
Yeah.
then the
It's
10th.
Tuesday. He's
then-
here.
Hey, okay. there
Okay,
you
yeah,
go.
well, it's a third. We'll make it work.
Wait a minute. Wait. You got to play the Odd Couple coming.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
With Len Rome
absolutely.
and Jim
Len Rome and Jim
Lowboy.
Lowboy. Oh yeah.
You want to be in it? You should
No,
be in
no,
it
no,
for.
no, no, no.
You can be.
That
I don't even
cannot.
remember
That'd be
the
a
other.
good
What
one.
was the guy? The guy
Just
from.
when are they actors?
He could be the cop.
Oh, they did it like 4 years ago. Sold it out like 10
Sold it out.
times.
Yeah. They
Maybe
do a
that's
great
why.
job.
Well, that's, now I get it. Because you're right. Because when I watch them on TV, they're acting like newscasters.
There you go. Right.
Oh, they're an
they're
odd
good.
story.
He
No,
was a
they
sports
are.
reporter.
They are. They
He
He
are.
was a
like
sports
Jim.
reporter. Klugman in
Jim.
the
Oh, yeah,
when he
yeah,
did
now
the
you
radio.
mention
He was a
that.
sports reporter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
New
after
York
opening
papers,
night,
yeah.
we got Lisa Lampanelli. She's a little raw. She's a
Oh,
little
very raw.
salty.
No,
Yeah,
not
she's
little.
on
She
top
does a
of
good
it.
Very raw.
job, yeah.
She will chap your ass
Oh,
if
yeah.
you
Now,
got
let me
thin
tell you,
skin.
she
Oh,
was
yeah.
supposed to be opening night, and she talks about some crazy subjects, which I won't go into. And Mark says, do we really want that to
I
be
said,
opening
97.
night? So we moved her a different night. We moved
Oh,
her
we
to
moved her to the second
next
night.
The second night. It's all
We're gonna
right.
open up
Way
with a big
better.
bad voodoo daddy
Let me
doing
see
some
that.
great
That's
stuff.
right.
But then
I can't
Lisa
remember.
Lampanelli, she will knock it out. She's
She
funny.
does a good job. She
Yeah.
really
Woman.
does. There's no doubt.
And then the
yeah.
third night, we got Firefall, Pure Prairie League, and Orleans, which to me is very cool. And the thing with this is there's 3 different, completely different nights. Like, big band, comedy, and then I guess you would call it a little bit of
Soft
country,
rock,
a little bit of
rock and roll,
everything,
country, rock and roll.
And
right.
then we go to the next Friday, and we have America. Remember America?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Sister of Golden-Haired Delight and a Horse with No Name.
Horse with no name.
No name, right? No head. No name. I keep saying a horse with no head. No name.
Yeah.
And
That's
and you
a
know what?
that's a different movie.
That's a
Yeah.
drug thing. I don't know if you know that, but I won't go into that. That song.
Was it? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
Horse with No Name is supposed to be heroin, from what I understand.
Huh, I never knew
But
that.
But that's their
Listen to
50th
this song again.
anniversary.
Yeah.
And then we go on like ABBA Mania, The Odd Couple with Lowboy and Len Rome. And I got to get to the Valentine's Day, which would be really cool. The Odd Couple. And then there's a guy in Vegas at the Tuscany. His name is Drew Anthony. He does Dean Lives.
He's good. Remember he came on our show?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Was I with you? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
you came.
He's
That was
doing
early.
Dean Martin. He's a Dean Martin.
He looks more
Yeah.
like Dean Martin than Dean Martin.
Yeah, he's
No
been
kidding.
invited to the Dean Martin Festival.
Yeah,
many
in
times.
Steubenville. So we're doing that on Valentine's Day, and let me say something about the theater. I hope you don't mind me saying this,
Go
but
ahead.
like there's like a million combination of LED lighting, and I know it sounds crazy. So there's all these faux windows in the theater. In the beautiful part above the theater, Mark is going to wash them in LED lighting. I mean, this theater is going to be so incredible with the fabric inside these windows. So we have Blue Oyster Cult. It's going to be
Yeah,
blue.
Blue. Yeah.
Dean Martin, red. So you met Dean Martin. I know you did.
No.
I did.
I was the one I didn't meet.
I did meet.
Of
I met
all the
Sinatra. You
Brat
met
Packers,
Sinatra, right?
I've met Sinatra.
I didn't even realize. Again, I was young. I didn't realize what I was doing.
I
it was
met
great.
Mr. Sinatra. I've been in a chance to be in his company. Met Sammy.
yeah.
Met Joey Bishop. I met them all except D. Martin, and that's the one I wanted.
I think he's my favorite Dean.
And
Out of all
was,
of
and
them.
I met him.
I
think,
tell
yeah.
a story. I tell a
He
story
had the
all
best
the time.
voice.
Now I've met his daughter Dina. I've been in her company. And I tell a story all the time. When I first moved to California in '85, I was doing a radio show, and they said, "Well, what's your goals?" I said, "Well, come break into acting and this and that." And a couple of days, never thought about producing. That wasn't a thought at the time, but after you did it long enough, you realize, they're the ones who making
do
money are
this.
the
Oh,
producers.
And I can do this.
Yeah. Can you act? I don't know. I know I can act like I can act. They'll say it's an act. Can you act? I don't know. I know I can act like I can act. Follow me. So anyhow, I said, look, man. I used to say this. I said, look, I ain't going to class, but I've been acting all my life on the streets. Best actors I know.
Yep.
And but you get a few laughs. But it's the truth. So that's what I tell you. And when when I've worked for directors and stuff, they say, Ray, don't act, just be you. I said, beautiful.
And that's the truth.
That's
That's
beautiful.
easy.
And
That's
I
the
say,
truth.
so sometimes, all the time they want you. But some directors say, just be you. But what I was saying, so when they said, I was on a radio show years ago, and they said, if you could have anybody's career, who would it be? I went, Dean Martin.
Yeah.
They said, Dean Martin. I said, why? I said, because Dean Martin, I said, every guy wanted to be him and every woman wanted to be with him. I said, he was not only a triple, he could act like a son of a gun.
Yeah.
I said, he was funny joke teller. I said, sing like a bird. He did a little soft shoe, but I said, but he was a master storyteller. I said, Dean Martin was the consummate, and he was one great actor. He could act. If he had a focus on acting, he'd have won the greatest. So he did it all. I said, who wanted to be Dean Martin?
No, absolutely.
I never thought. I said, wow, I never thought of that. So, but did you know the story that he was a croupier?
Croupier.
At the what was that? The joint out
The
here.
Sands.
No. The joint out in
In Steubenville?
no, in Youngstown.
Oh, the
Which one?
Jungle Inn.
Jungle Inn.
Oh, the
Yeah, he
Jungle
was.
Inn.
Yes,
Oh,
I do
I
know
did
that.
not.
I've heard his
I didn't know
story.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a croupier.
Okay.
I've heard his story, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard more. I got to have some belief in him. That he was a croupier, so whoever's the main act, fell out. I said, "Hey kid, we hear you can sing." I said, "Yeah." Well, now you're going to get your shot tonight, and they put him on. Supposedly, this was supposed to be his first actually in front of a live audience, paying audience. Was at the
Jungle Inn.
Jungle Inn. Now, whether that's true or false, but that's what they say. So
That's
Yeah,
why he
good
would
story.
never. I was with them in Vegas, and they asked him, "Was he going to gamble?" He says, "You know how I started. You can't win at these tables." He never gambled.
no. Well, see, the thing is,
I was with a friend of mine. I won't go into names, but from Warren, we were out there, and we were talking. He says he won't gamble. He wouldn't.
Well, I've read his book. I read his book, Dino. But it's the consummate biography of Dean Martin, and everyone has these illusions of what Dean Martin was and who he was.
And he wasn't. He wasn't that person.
No, he wasn't. He was supposed to be the drawing drunkard. He never drank.
right,
It was always
Apple
iced tea.
juice. Apple juice
or
or iced
iced
tea,
tea.
yeah.
He put it was an act. He went to bed at 10 o'clock. Sinatra used to, Mr. Sinatra used to always say, finally say, hey, and we want him to come out and go to have dinner with the wise guys. And he said, hey, don't bring them around me. I don't want no part of that. Dean didn't want no part of it. And he said, don't bring them around me. And Dean was known, he'd get up at 6 in the morning and play golf 4 or 5 times a week. So when his wife would have parties, Hollywood parties, the whole Hollywood party at his home.
He hated them.
He went upstairs and went to bed. They'd be all looking for him. 10 o'clock, he was in bed.
My kind of guy.
No.
But he hated that stuff.
I
He
don't,
really
I don't like
did.
that either.
His,
Yeah.
his public persona and his private were so different.
Exactly. And
They
they
really
said,
were.
and that was he was in bed because he up at 6. He loved to play golf. He was up early every morning. He was not a player. Everyone thought he was a player, handsome as he was. Wasn't a player. Well, part of that probably because he stayed home.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
which is the
absolutely.
smart. Because earlier in his life he was, but once he got married, he got away from that. And but the thing about Dean Martin was, I think, is that they said when his son died in that plane crash,
it was
it
it
was
for
over.
him.
It
was over.
It was over.
He'd eat dinner by himself.
Yeah.
It was very
That
interesting.
hurt him
Very
pretty good.
introverted.
Yeah, I heard
He
If
you
I
You
go
should-
back
you
to
should.
Robbins Theater for a second,
Yeah, please.
because I've been advised by over here to explain the Robbins Theater like nobody. We're from Warren, Ohio, and if you're listening to this podcast in Canada, you don't know what the hell we're talking about. And if you do come, you can stay at the Avalon Inn. I mean, you're a 2-3 hour
Absolutely.
drive.
Oh, absolutely. This
Absolutely.
place
So
is
the Robbins
fantastic,
Theater is
yeah.
in downtown Warren, which is an hour from Cleveland, an hour from Pittsburgh, 3 hours from Canada. So, folks, please go to robbinstheater.com. Put us on there because we want to sell you tickets up there in Canada because it's even
Absolutely.
colder up there than it is in here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So it's a theater that was built in 1923. It's a bomb shelter, 97-year anniversary, January 9th. It's really, and if you look at the pictures on our Facebook page, our Robinson, I mean, what Mark's doing is it's Powers Auditorium on steroids. It really
1,350 seats.
1,350
nice
seats.
and
The
cozy
sound,
in there.
the
Yeah, it's-
acoustics. One of the construction guys had a boom box in there, and he was playing. I'm like, holy shit! The sound is good with a boom box. I can't imagine. We bought the sound already. It's just going to be incredible. So that's where we're at. We're in downtown Warren, which I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but it's a town on the coming up. The courthouse is beautiful. There's no empty buildings. It's not your typical downtown.
3 new restaurants.
3 new restaurants, wineries. I mentioned the Sunrise
Sunrise,
Inn.
you gotta
Been there
mention
since
Sunrise.
1929. We're 90 years this year. So there's a lot of history, a lot of good stuff, and our area's coming back. I really get pissed when people get down on us.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've gotten the shit kicked out of us with steel mills
30
closing
years.
and everything
Absolutely,
else.
for a long
but
time.
you
Oh, yeah.
can't keep us down.
Nope, keep going
It's
back.
like Ray. If you ever get knocked down?
Got knocked down.
You got up though,
Got
didn't
up.
you?
Got
And
up.
that's what this area
Got
is.
up.
You get knocked down, you get back up, and you keep fighting. And Mark has put his money where his mouth is. The buildings are incredible. Some of these steakhouses and wineries are beautiful. There's like a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot patio at
Oh, that's
Charbonnet's
beautiful. Right along the
on
river. That's
We're the only
fantastic, yeah.
dumbasses that build Section 8 housing and dumb stuff
Ernie,
on the river.
Ernie Shaver's cousin or nephew
Yeah,
works
Ernie
at
Shaver's nephew
Charbonnet's
works
Winery.
at Charbonnet's Winery. He's
Yeah.
a bartender. He's a super nice guy.
Really nice guy.
So we got a lot going for us. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
no,
I just
no, no, I'm
I was
glad you got
advised.
that.
I
No,
was
I've had a-
advised to explain like internationally where
I got a
the
couple
theater
questions.
is.
And then again, if you decide to do that, stay at the Avalon
Absolutely,
Inn and
stay at
Resort.
Avalon.
Which is going to give you all kind of
Out
plugs
here.
Now
tonight.
called the
And if
Grand
you're-
Resort.
Is that is
Yeah.
official?
Oh,
It's
is it
official.
official
It's
now?
official.
The
Okay,
Grand
yeah,
Resort.
They're
which
building a
used to be-
website as we speak.
Grand
Okay.
Resort.
Yeah.
Grand
And it
Resort.
truly is, folks. If you see
It's
this
grand,
pool
all
in
right.
this,
New
Not
in
just
this
the resort.
Roman bathhouse,
Ray had a lot of time to
Unbelievable.
look around today at lunch.
Isn't it
He
gorgeous?
didn't wasn't talking to anybody.
When Mike,
there
when
you
Mike
go,
was giving
see?
me the,
Yeah, just walk
When he
around
dogged
looking.
you, right?
I was like, give me the high sign, Stymie. Come on, man, give me the high sign.
You were sunny at the
I'm over- I'm
causeway,
over-
huh? You were sunny at the
Oh.
causeway.
Jesus,
awful. I really
and I'm like,
I'm sorry, Mike. It's just
That's
too
all right.
easy.
All right, let me ask you, Mark. When you're putting this thing together, you had to drag things out and kind of gut it a little bit. It's a two-part question. Are you trying to make it look exactly like it was before? And do you worry when you're doing that construction because they're built for acoustics? Like
Yes.
these places are built
Yeah.
to send sound
They are,
to the
you're right.
back. Do you worry about ruining that? Do you have to be careful when you're redoing it to worry about the acoustics and things that are already in
I mean,
place?
you do a little bit. I mean, when we're ripping everything out, we're putting everything back in basically the same as it was.
Yeah.
We're putting the same fabric on the walls that was there, a little different color. But I mean, it's modern technology today too. I mean, you didn't have a rock and roll band in 1923. Now we have Blue Oyster Cult coming in, and they're
America.
gonna they're gonna blow the top off that place. So we really have to make an adjustment, and the adjustment comes with our sound guys. In all honesty, we're gonna have some really good sound guys coming in, and he'll bust my
hope so.
balls over that one.
No,
I'm
no,
sure.
we do, but we're not
He'll
going
bust my
there.
balls over that one. But yeah, that's fine. But we got some,
I call him
and
the
they'll
Irishman.
make
You know that movie, The
they'll make
Irishman?
the
He's the
adjustments. All right.
Irishman. You wanna see a
So
guy get pissed off?
but we
God.
tried to
Has
put
a
everything
guy.
in. The seats are the
Not
same
the
as
one
they
you're
were.
killing
All
now.
right.
How do you know what
So
color
how do-
everything
no,
was?
no,
Are
with
there-
Well, we
Beer
stripped
around.
off layer
She
after
don't
layer
know.
after
That's
layer of
Sebastian
color. I mean,
Maniscalco.
the Scotsman that
You
we
know,
talked
he's
about
the Ray
earlier,
Romano.
he
That's
got
gonna
up
be
there, he
incredible.
ripped all this stuff off, and he looked at it and said, you know what? I know where the colors are, but we're going to change the colors a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
we got a lot more gold up there than was, but I mean, we're going to bring it back a lot more dynamic than it was back.
The
in
guy
day,
was
so.
painting the gold
Yes, he was.
yesterday. How did that make you guys feel?
That's fantastic. I mean,
Wasn't
when
that
you-
He
cool?
wasn't
every time
pain in
you
the
watch
ass.
it,
I
yeah.
think he was making some noise. Just
he
a
was-
seems
he
a
was.
little salty. The
Yeah.
Scottishman.
He was pissed off at me
Was that
yesterday.
the
So
Scotsman?
that's the
That was
Scotsman
a
up in that's the
Scottishman.
Scotsman
Oh,
up
yeah,
in the
he
bucket.
was
There you
stirring
go.
up the
If you
whole
really
press
want to
Oh,
conference.
yeah,
play
Everybody
that,
he
you
was-
really were
was
a pain in
driving
the
the
ass
machine. He
yesterday.
doesn't care.
But
He
that was
doesn't
so
care.
cool to see. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it doesn't look like a cave anymore.
No,
You know
no,
what
it
I
doesn't.
mean?
Oh,
No,
it's
it's far
amazing.
from it now.
I
Yeah,
don't know
so.
how long you're in town. You got to come and look at it. It's going to be gorgeous. Come on
Yeah,
down.
it's fantastic. Yeah, seats are coming in November 1st, and the seats are the same as they were. We took all the seats out, refurbished them, brought them back in, and
the
we're going to
seats
install
have
them
like a
November
wrought
1st.
iron, or the ones upstairs had a wrought iron R
Yeah.
at the end of every aisle, and they're beautiful. And something, originally the upstairs, it was segregationist. That was,
Right.
it was coloreds only up there.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting theater with a lot of history,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think that's very cool. The thing is now everybody wants to knock things down and build up new. You could not build this theater. The walls are
No,
just so
you couldn't.
goddamn
Not
thick,
today.
I
You, not
can't
like
even
they did
tell
it
you.
back then. No way.
That's
Yeah.
what it was funny you said that.
Yeah,
When I
you
came
can't
back,
do that.
I'm trying to build the studio
Yeah.
in Youngstown. People say, no, everything's there. You just take it and you bring it.
all
It's
you do.
already there, and then you just make it something
Give it
different.
a makeover.
Yeah.
Why
Make
don't you do your
just
studio
bring
at
it
the
back.
Robbins?
That's
We'll
it.
carve out a space for
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah,
That'll
there
put
you
what
go.
want
We can
about
do
it.
that. That's
no,
easy.
no,
Satellite
no,
office.
And I'll tell you
There
the
you
reason
go.
why.
We can do a
I was
satellite
offered
office.
to
Sorry, I
come.
don't mean to do that to you.
I was offered to come to Trumbull County. I was offered to come here, and if I came here, I'd be getting financing for some of my films. I said, but I'm not from Trumbull County.
Yeah.
I'm from
Yeah,
Youngstown.
That's fair.
Youngstown,
And I
yeah.
said, my whole goal was come back and create a studio in Youngstown.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I
sure.
I
appreciate
understand
the
that.
opportunity. Thanks,
But I agree with you. I mean, I agree with
If I was
that.
from
That's
here, we'd be
that's
doing
why
it
I'm
here.
back in Warren.
He
you
went
know,
to Warren
that's-
Harding.
I
We're
went to
born
Harding.
here,
I was
we're
born and
raised
raised. Went to
here.
Kent
No, don't get me
State,
wrong.
and I left.
But
I came
the
back to
funny thing is,
Warren.
I tell people,
I agree.
fought more fights in Trumbull County here.
You fought a lot in
at-
Mollenkoff,
Trumbull County.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Packer
Mollenkoff.
Music
I
Hall.
was at
Packer
that
Music
fight.
Hall
Absolutely.
was my place. I fought, I think, 8 times early in my career, and I only fought 6 in Mahoney County.
Really? Why do you think that was?
It's just because, I know the Packard was always was more available
It's
to us.
very
yeah.
friendly because the way it's designed.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. For
And
fighting.
when I
that's good.
defended
my-
Yeah, it's
when
nice, yeah.
defended my title against the Spaniard, the reason we fought here, we actually tried to get YSU, big, those
Okay.
team, and some,
Idiot.
and
If Jimmy T
Probably,
was
yeah.
there, you'd have fought
Oh,
there.
Jimmy
if
T
you
was
made
there.
that
There's no
clear.
doubt. Yeah.
And one of the guy on the YSU board, because we went to the YSU board, and I think I told the story several times. They wanted $20,000 to rent the facility. Now, my
You're
man-
going to be inside on the basketball court or out in the football
no,
stadium?
on
Football.
outside, no, outside.
Okay.
On the football.
Like at Mollenkoff.
Mollenkoff, right.
Yeah.
My manager said, "No, let me ask you something." He said, "I can rent Rupp Arena down in Kentucky for $2,500. I get the Seattle Superdome. I get the Detroit
Pontiac
Silverdome.
Silverdome.
Pontiac
Silverdome
Silverdome. Yeah,
for
right. yeah.
$3,000, and I get the Seattle Superdome for $3,500. Why would I pay you anything more?" And the answer from them was said, "Well, if Mancini's going to make money, we're going to make money." Agreed.
and you didn't go
So
there.
he said, "Okay." Danny Safira. Danny
Yeah.
was a wonderful guy. Danny was wonderful.
Yeah, he
The
still is.
mayor-
He still is.
Well,
He's
yeah,
alive.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, but
He's
Danny's
And he had a
good.
hip replacement. Hi, Danny.
Danny, I
He's
love-
old now. He's
Dan-
old.
I love
He's
you
getting
forever.
it.
I love you
Talk
forever.
louder.
Danny said, when I fought Packers, Danny said, "No, bring it here. We'll give you what you want.
Yeah.
We want it here." And Danny Severa made it very friendly, very whatever. He made it.
He made it work. He made it work.
So Danny, I love you forever, and thank you. So I tell people that's the reason why. But that's why that fight really should have been in Youngstown. I'm from Youngstown, but I said, you know what? It worked out the way it's supposed to be because for me, Trumbull County, Youngstown, it's the same.
We always
So
got
this
a
is
good
all home.
support.
It's all
Yeah,
home.
that whole the valley, the
all
Mahoning
support
Valley.
me.
That's
exactly.
absolutely.
Mahoning and Trumbull County, Mahoning Valley supported me. So
Sure.
but that's why I fought more fights here in Trumbull County. So yet I can't get a coffee next door. How does that work?
Here we go.
Yeah, right.
I can't get a seat.
or
I
you
can't
can't
get a
get
seat
a
with
seat
Mike
at his
at
table.
the
Can't get a
restaurant.
seat at
I'm
his
sitting at the
table
bar
for
like
that.
I'm sitting at
Unbelievable,
the bar
huh?
like
Yeah.
Turns out there's almost another
fucked.
fight.
You're
Almost one more fight.
I'm sitting at the bar like a victim.
One
I'm
more.
like,
Why not?
Let me ask you a question.
This is the first I have.
Could we do another fight series here? Is there enough demand for boxing where we could do something
Yeah.
here again?
Yes.
Because I remember the Struthers Fieldhouse
Yes.
was huge, and we were like, my dad was a golden. My dad Tom Haidaris was a Golden Glove boxer, 4-time champion. And that I kind of have a heart for that, And I have his old boxing gloves, which are kind of, they're tough. I have his picture up in the restaurant, but I don't know. I just think that's
No. This area of Trumbull and Mahone County have always been a hotbed for boxing.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm working with Fox. We're actually looking for spots for our FS1 shows, and I've recommended Cavalli.
yeah.
I've
absolutely.
recommended Cavalli.
With
downtown.
Mollenkoff's too big, huh?
Well, wouldn't be down the road. It could be. That Mollenkoff may not be.
I'll work with
if
him.
you
We'll do it.
Yeah,
we get the promoters.
absolutely.
They look
Definitely
for
do
an
that,
outdoor
sure.
facility that work 20,000 seats, and we'll sell it.
Wow.
But a place like Cavalli, these mid-level arenas, they
Yeah.
call them. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
So it's 6,000 seats.
Yeah.
But spectacular. Which is why I'm leaving Thursday because this Saturday we have a fight on FS1. I'll be at ringside in Bakersfield. Bakersfield,
California.
California.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ain't nothing in Bakersfield. I mean, except
Cornfields.
Merle Haggard's from
There's
there.
Nothing there.
Is that right?
Buck Owens is from there.
Oh.
Jerry Corey. Last time I was in Bakersfield, Jerry Corey's funeral.
Jerry
Jerry
Corey.
got
I
to-
know.
but
I
Jerry
met
wasn't-
him with
but Jerry-
Blackie.
But Jerry wasn't from Bakersfield, but he wanted to live there. Ruben Castillo, good friend of mine, Ruben Castillo, who fought for the world title 4 times.
Just agriculture in
I
Bakersfield.
mean, yeah,
There's
but
nothing
that's
there.
also
Yeah,
where
yeah,
Cesar
oil, too.
Chavez started the Union for the Migrating Workers.
okay.
The migrant workers. It was created in Bakersfield.
Yeah, because
that's where
there's a lot
he-
of fields. Yeah.
So yeah, so
tons
anyhow,
out there, yeah.
I'll be in Bakersfield Saturday, and then come back Sunday, and then turn around and go right back to the because I have an event here on Tuesday night, next Tuesday night in Youngstown.
We do?
Yeah,
What
I
is
do.
it? Tell us
Because,
what it is.
Well, but,
Were you
but-
invited?
but-
Yeah, I don't
because
think you
what I'm
didn't
saying-
invite him.
Mike,
He
were
didn't
you
invite you.
invited?
No, he didn't get
he didn't
invited.
get
No.
invited. No, that's right. He's out.
But actually, or
Be a
I-
Perkins eating
And you're out.
pancakes.
or I would-
Everything,
I
you're
would have
gone.
stayed,
Done.
or
Can
I-
you say what the
I-
event
I was
is
gonna
Tuesday, or is
stay-
it a private deal?
No, it is a private event.
Okay, okay.
No, it's a private event, and
Okay.
But I could tell you if I could just remember. No,
Kill me.
no, I'm just joking. I remember.
He really doesn't.
Better check the
No,
calendar
I
real
can-
You
quick.
might want to.
But they watched it because I was going to stay in California because the following because Tuesday I would normally be flying back Tuesday, but because I got this event Wednesday, I think I got to leave Wednesday morning. I'll get there in plenty of time for the press conference. Because when we do now, it's a pay-per-view the following Saturday, the 28th.
That's a
it's
big
the
one.
payper-view fight at the Staples Center with Errol Spence and Sean Porter.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
a big one.
But
yeah,
Sean
yeah.
Porter.
Yeah, yeah.
Sean, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. He's a WBC champion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean Porter. He's
from
not
Stowe.
from-
From Stowe.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I thought.
So Sean, I met his father, Ken. You're
He
good
got friends with
Yeah,
Bob
that's-
Early.
that's a
Bob
big
Early,
one.
the concert promoter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sean's a dear friend, and I've had him work with me several times on the shows, and he's defending his WBC welterweight title against Errol Spence, who's the IBF welterweight champion, and then the winner of that will fight Manny Pacquiao already beat Keith Thurman, so the winner will fight Manny
Ooh.
to tie up that championship,
Unification,
and
yeah.
then the winner of that has to fight only one other guy left. It does. What's his name? The kid from Nebraska. I can't think of his name. Terrence Crawford.
Oh.
Terrence Crawford, because he's with the other team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he says he's the best, and Crawford wants him and Spence been talking about fighting each other. But Crawford said if Sean should win, he'd be interested in that fight.
I got a question for you. When I was growing up, you always knew who the heavyweight
Yeah.
champion or all the like
Yeah.
Ray Boom Boom Mancini, Hitman Hearns, Arguello, Muhammad Ali,
Sugar
Norton
Ray Leonard.
Spinks.
Hagler.
What has happened to the heavyweight? I don't even know who the
Yeah, what
heavyweight
has
champion is
happened
right
to
now.
it?
What's
Yeah.
happened to all that? Where
Well, first of all, Eastern Bloc came in.
They did.
and took over. You know, the European
so who's
champions-
the heavyweight champ right now?
Deontay Wilder, who is from American. It was American born, but Deontay's from he lives in New York now, but he's originally from Alabama.
Okay, I don't
Deontay
know.
Wilder, but I love Deontay. Deontay's 6'7", punch like a son of a gun, and he comes forward throwing punches and punches, and he has bad intention
6'7",
with every
But I've
Big
punch.
never
boy.
heard. How come I've never heard of? I mean, don't take that wrong, but I mean, nobody's
They're
publicized.
not. They're
it.
not
No, no,
promoting
no,
them the
no,
way
yeah,
they
no,
used
no.
to.
Aaron, I just saw a
doesn't
thing with
seem
Bob
right.
Arum's still alive, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I just saw a thing on Bob, and I love Bob Arum. I met him with Blackie a lot.
But you got to be a fight for him because Deontay Wilder is we got in the PBC we have both heavyweight champions. There's three. There's two.
Because there's how many belts?
No, there's two champions. Deontay Wilder, who has a bunch of, and then Andy Ruiz, who knocked out Joshua. And he's
Yes.
having a rematch with Joshua in December. But Andy's one of our fighters. But here's what they talk about. You got this. I can't get it. I still don't get it.
Think
So
of
now
Jimmy right
they got Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz, but but Bob Arum has Tyson Fury, side with Bob Arum, and supposedly he's supposed to be he's the lineal heavyweight champ. Now,
What's that mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's my point.
Yeah.
We
Thought I
got-
missed something
but they
along
say-
the way.
they
there. I
say
don't know
Thursday-
what the hell that
Thursday-
means. Yeah.
Now, here's what they're saying. There's the regular title.
Yeah.
Then there's some people considered a super champion of that, and then there's a lineal champion. What does it mean?
Yeah, what's
I
going on?
don't know. And I'm a fighter, and I'm doing commentary, and I'm a fight fan, and all that bullshit. I don't know what it means. Lineal champion. All that means is
I never
you got
heard
a
of
guy.
it.
I don't.
Yeah,
I never heard that
never
phrase
heard
till
that.
just
Never
now.
heard that statement before.
Tyson Fury, by most accounts, beat Deontay Wilder their last fight. But Deontay Wilder dropped him twice and got a draw out of it. Okay. By all accounts, a lot of people say Tyson Fury won more rounds, Bob boxing, whatever. Deontay Wilder is one of my favorite guys to watch
Mm-hmm.
because he throws bad intentions every punch. Tyson Fury 6'9", Deontay Wilder 6'7".
Wow.
Those are big
So,
boys.
all big-
Wow.
Yeah,
And
basketball
Deontay-
in the middle of the round. Yeah.
But Andy can fight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Ruiz can fight. He knocked out Joshua, and he's gonna knock him out. And he'll beat him again. He'll beat him easier.
What,
this time.
Mexican from Mexico?
Yeah,
Ruiz,
and he
yeah.
actually
Okay,
fought
yeah.
for the Mexican
Greek.
national. He's actually born in
That's
America.
not Greek.
He's
No,
actually
that's
from
not
Mexico,
Greek.
but he's born in America. But he's Chicano. But he fought for
Okay.
the Mexican Olympic team.
Okay.
You could do that, you know.
Yeah.
Parents there. So, and I think the 2012 or 2016 Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy, great guy, hell of a fighter. Doesn't look a typical body. He doesn't have the fighter's body. He said, "I know I'm going to be the underdog because the way I look." But I tell people, look, Larry Holmes didn't have body beautiful either.
No.
But he looked. But
I
he was-
met him with Blackie. He
but
was a
Larry-
great. He was
but
a
Larry-
smart guy too.
Larry was top 5 heavyweights of all time. All time.
He was a smart guy. Took care of his finances.
So,
Let me ask you a question. I'm
yeah.
just thinking of
No, it's
something.
okay,
Your
yeah.
movie that you did.
Yeah.
Give me the name of it. Good Son.
The
good
good
son,
son.
yeah.
Why can't we? I would love to show that at the Robbins Theater. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, we could do it.
Tell me that wouldn't be
Oh,
great.
absolutely.
People would be willing to, watch
We,
that.
they
Oh,
think
they'll be
they'll be
willing.
willing
You
to
kidding
watch
me?
it.
We'll
Oh,
sell it out in
yeah.
no
Then
time.
I
Bring
could do
that in,
Q&A
sure.
afterwards.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
that'd be
I'm
nice,
sorry,
yeah.
my mind's
No, that's
working.
okay.
But I think it'd be great because that was a fascinating movie
But if you watch it out there, I'm going to do a night called Stories from the Corner.
at the Robbins Theater
At
in
the
Robbins
Warren.
Robbins Theater.
Downtown
That's what we
Warren.
want there. That's going to be
And
good.
that's what, basically what I'll do is I kind of do. It's not like Mike Tyson did the one-man show, which I actually went to. And Mike was incredible.
I loved it.
What he
We
did
had
I didn't
to-
see it.
We were
That
going to
was
bid
it.
on it, but it didn't
Yeah,
work out.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But I will do something similar in the sense that I will stand there and tell stories about my
Three
career
times a year, right?
and how I, and then I'll
Yeah,
bring
you
in
got
other
lots
fun
of free
guys. I
time,
can bring
yeah.
in other fighters, and we can talk about and the stories from the corner. Basically, talk about things that went on during training camp, during the fight, during certain fights, but during training camp. People don't realize training camp is where a lot of people don't know where a lot of the stories are told.
So you got a
lot
little
of people don't-
backstage on this,
Backstage,
little
it's backstage, that's
backstories,
right.
everything else.
I love
is-
it.
And I
yeah,
tell stories about
sure.
myself. A lot of
That'd
people
be nice.
do. Some people don't know certain fights when I was preparing for fights, and a lot of back stuff going on. And
You talk about like what they do in the corner, what they say to you when
right,
you
what
come
happens
back,
during
everything.
the fight,
Sure.
but even leading up to the
that'd be
fight,
fun.
all the there's a lot of good stories.
And you
Yeah,
got to
we
bring
gotta get
Mikey.
that.
We're going to bring Mikey Franzese back too.
I'll
I'll tell you about that later.
Well,
but-
Okay.
I'm actually having Michael here, and
Are
Michael's
you?
Coming
Is
in.
he going to come here?
He's coming. He's doing do it here at the Avalon Inn, and we're gonna do
Please,
it.
I want
and
to. I
Mi-
want to come for that.
and Mi-
I'll
and
tell
Michael,
you about
yeah,
that.
that'd be
Michael
nice.
Fetzer,
Amazing guy.
for my foundation, my Ray Boom
Okay,
Medicine Foundation.
all right.
We're doing which we're doing a speaker series. So we're doing a speaker series. We want to do 3 times a year, and Michael's going to be my first one, and I'm bringing him in. It'll be November. I think we're talking about November 18th at the moment.
Okay.
And Michael tells us now if you know Mike Franzese is.
No, I don't.
Michael,
Oh, yeah.
Mike Franzese is the youngest couple in organized crime history.
Oh, okay.
Colombo
All right.
family,
Is it
right?
Colombo
Colombo
family.
family. He was
Okay.
24
all
years
right.
old.
Great book.
And his father was now,
Sonny, right?
Sonny.
Sonny.
And Sonny Franzese. But Sonny was, and I got a chance to meet Sonny, years ago. And Sonny was he's a mythical, legendary figure in organized
I
crime.
think he's 101 years old or
No, he
something.
still is. He hasn't passed
He's still
yet.
alive.
He was in the joint for a while.
Wow.
When they got him back out,
He's
like
out.
a-
He's out.
He's out.
we
Yeah,
got-
101
we got
years
out
old.
when he was
Jeez.
100. And Mike,
There you go.
And
Why
Kicked
not?
your ass like that.
Yep.
I like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
but Mikey was, when you get made, people say when you get made to be a cop, how do people get made? Well, just a couple ways, 4 ways. One, you do a piece of work, which you
Make
gotta
your
whack-
bones. You got to
whack
make your
work,
somebody,
bones.
right.
whack somebody. 2, you get
Kind
grandfather.
of scary that he knows this stuff,
Yeah,
though.
I know.
Really, right?
I know,
I just
I've
read a lot of
okay.
books.
Well, if you read a lot
That's
of
where he
books,
gets
that's
it from.
exactly
All
right.
Just,
Read a lot
I
of
just
books.
wondered
And
where
it's on
where it
YouTube.
actually
It's on
came from.
YouTube
Yeah,
also.
and he's from Youngstown, so you
If you
got to
read
wonder
it,
sometimes.
You read a
you know.
lot of
Okay.
books, and I'm of Sicilian heritage, so it's part of my history.
I understand.
And so, but you got to know, so you do a piece of work. 2, you get grandfather in because of father. But 3, you're an earner. And Michael was an earner. Big money.
With the
And so-
gasoline.
With the gas high, right.
You got to
gas
read
high.
the stories.
Really?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Michael was bringing in $10 million a month for the Colombo family.
that's
One
nice
time
too,
they were
yeah.
the smallest. And when I say weak, is not in the sense that they're weak, but smallest family. So they were weakest in the sense of membership.
Mm-hmm.
But they're the wealthiest, bringing more money than any other organized crime.
It's actually brilliant in a
Michael
legal
was
way.
24 years old. Michael.
Is it a
at
book
the-
or something?
Yeah, there is a
you're
book.
talking about?
There's
Yeah,
a-
is there?
Michael,
Yeah.
and
He has
on
another
the
one called
Forbes,
God the Father.
on the Forbes 100 top 50 mob of all time, Michael was number
Is he
17.
still rich?
Well, yeah, he put a lot of money.
It is
Sure.
the
Yeah.
Michael
greatest
Day.
story you'll ever
But,
read.
but he does it.
What's his
in
wife's
the
name? She's
heating system,
Spanish.
you know,
Camille.
they say.
Camille.
Camille, and that's a now. That's funny.
His wife
They don't know how
really
much he
changed
has
his
left.
life.
Yeah, Michael's a born again Christian.
Yeah.
And that's what he says. When he opens his show, when he comes up, he says, because they had him at the Packard.
The Packard.
A couple of years ago.
Packard.
I introduced him. They had me introduce him.
And then Ray signed our pizza box. Sunrise Inn, folks. Downtown Warren.
But Mike always says,
Open for lunch.
Mike always says,
For lunch, dinner,
I know
right by the
people-
Robbins
he
Theater.
says, I know people who come here thinking if they're going to meet the Godfather. He says, but now it's God. It says God. They says
God the Father.
God the Father.
Okay.
He says, yeah.
It's an amazing. I'll give you the book.
Yeah.
But Michael is just a credible guy. They're different. And anyhow, so we're going to have him here as part of my speaker series
That'd be
in
nice.
November.
Good,
Being
yeah,
great.
good
Yeah.
series.
Right
Here
here.
at the Avalon Inn.
Oh, I want. I want.
So
I'll just sit
we're
over
gonna make
there.
it a very intimate event, 200 to
nice.
300 people. We're not sure the exact number, maybe two, but we don't want more than 300
Can we
people.
wait and do
But
it?
is
We don't want to do it. Okay.
No,
I'll
no,
say we'll do it
I
the
got
Robins.
Well, you do
In between
Michael.
Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
But see, that's for profit. I'm doing it for my charity. It's a
We'll
charity.
do.
Yeah,
We'll
see,
do it for
do
that. No,
yeah,
we'll do
that's
it for
how-
that.
oh,
How many
yeah,
seats
we'd
in the Robins?
Sure.
About
1,350.
1,350.
Okay.
Ray, we'll do it
That's
for
what
your
happened.
charity
No,
with
no.
1,350.
No, I had
We'll
1,500.
donate it all.
But no, the first one. But see, that's what we want to bring a little more of an intimate
Intimate.
experience.
Sure.
See, Michael spoke in front of the 1,100. This piece in front of 1,200. I wanted more of like
You're bringing
Okay,
this
I
down a
understand.
couple hundred,
Kids,
200-300 people.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
I understand
Maybe
that.
a little higher ticket price, and that's a big, So and we need sponsors. Anybody that's willing to sponsor this, come in as our guest. You come on, you get your tickets, and you bring, you have your tickets and do a meet and greet with Michael and a whole bit.
We'll do. I'll do something with you. Okay, we'll do.
So but that's what we're gonna do. So that's one of the other things we're gonna have going on here.
We got some stuff.
Yeah, we got these going
Got a lot
on,
of
Mike.
stuff.
Michael, talk about it.
I don't know any of them.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Well,
I'm not invited to
and
most
after
of them.
you
Right,
show,
you
and
know
you
what's
ain't
going
gonna
on,
be
right,
now,
for sure,
and
yeah.
you ain't gonna be now.
This is actually my final
You're
podcast.
done.
I've signed up.
Hey,
Especially
I'm
having
glad I
you
was here for
talking
that.
Thank
about
you.
the
I
lunch,
need
yeah.
three
Thank you again.
That's there you go.
But no. So, but whatever. So you got. I know you can do a lot of good stuff downtown. The amphitheater, we did that.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. Now you did a nice job. The amphitheater here reminded me of the Greek.
What was the name
in
of
LA.
that? River Rock at the Amp, right?
River Rock at the Amp.
Very good.
Hey, you got it now. Now you remember.
Did you get it
Remember
first
that?
They
time?
got it, I think. Yeah.
The foist time. The foist.
Foist. Forget about
Whose
it.
idea was it to buy the theater? Or
Well,
was
it
it a
was-
bunch of people
Oh,
together?
no, it was
buying
Mark.
the
It was
mine.
all
I-
Mark's.
I went in and I
What-
looked at it,
what,
but
you just-
it was beautiful. I mean, it needs to be downtown. You got to bring those people downtown
That
and fill
building's
up
ready to
everything
fall
else.
apart in like 2 years.
But I
The
can
back
tell you
wall was
this:
split.
without Sunrise Entertainment, I wouldn't have bought it. I went to
So
Kenny
you
and
were thinking, I'm going to buy this and you can
I,
fill.
I said, you know what? I can buy it. I can renovate it. I
I'll
got
tell you
no
a really
problem
cool
with that. But
story.
I don't know anything about what he knows. So
Well, I got to tell you,
I went to him. I said, hey, I'm going to do this. You in or out? It took him about 2 seconds.
Yep,
I
I'm
lifted
in.
him up off the chair after he fainted, and I said, okay, let's do it.
but
And
I've
that's-
known
that's
Mark
what
for a
it
lot of
did,
years.
yeah.
Mark was a, you hope you don't
Nah,
mind, he
I
was a
don't mind at
busboy
all,
at the
no.
Sunrise Inn.
Yeah.
I've
He's
known
the
him
best
since
tables
like
there. Yeah.
1980
Gotta make a
something.
Yeah, his
Mark-
uncle hired me.
Yeah. So we have a really cool history.
Yeah.
So when Mark came back into town, he started buying all these buildings, and most people do things scattershot. Not him, because he's a structural engineer. He actually has a system. So he has if you don't, I hope you don't mind me saying, the
No,
peninsula where Martin Chevrolet
Right.
used to be.
Right.
He controls that, the winery. So there's a plan to do the whole
So
downtown.
there's a method to the madness.
There's
Oh,
always a method to the
so,
madness. Yeah,
like
he
when-
stays in the gray zone. I'm black and white. I
Yeah,
can't
like
deal
he
with
says,
the
hey,
gray
can't you
zone
find that
over there."
email? I says, I don't collect
Nah,
those
he doesn't
fucking
read his
things. I
emails,
ask him
doesn't
for
do shit.
stuff.
I
You
can't,
don't
yeah,
know.
it drives me nuts.
In all respect, though, you know this too, Mark. I have people say I'm like you said, I'm black and white. I said, yeah, but there's a lot of gray.
A lot of
There's a
gray.
ton of gray.
There's a lot
Drives
of
me
gray.
nuts.
There was a lot
too.
of
Lot
gray
of
today.
gray,
I'll be
yeah.
honest with you,
He's
it
black
drives
and
me
white.
And
nuts.
you got to. And
You
I deal
have
with
to,
and I
yeah.
deal with that gray area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You have
sure.
to. I
And
know
he
you have
kills
to.
me
I'm not-
sometimes,
I'm
but
not-
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
See, he's like
But you're right. There's a lot
like
of gray.
he's a
but,
structural
it's
engineer. I'm
tough.
dealing with artists, so we're working
Right.
that stuff out. But I got to tell you, like you look at this theater. Oh God, that's rotten, or this is bad. He looks and says, okay, we're going to do this and
Yeah,
this.
I'm
He
not-
has the answers
yeah,
for that,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
admire that because I don't know that
No,
shit.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You see somebody like my wife. My wife has a knack, and I mean, I'm not chasing, but she'll walk in the room, and it's like people hire her to organize. She's a professional organizer.
Okay.
She should make that. Oh, my wife is the best. She can walk in the room. And
You know where your socks are now, huh?
And she'll look. She go. She can do this in her mind. Her mind dissects things, and I go. Look at it. How nothing can be done with this.
She's like me. That's
Yes,
what I do. The
that's
same
exactly
thing.
right.
That's
Sounds
Sounds exactly
that's
right.
the same
You
thing,
see,
yeah.
here's what I say. You instead of seeing what it is, you see what it could be.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
what I like to do.
People
when I
walk
read it.
in, they see chaos. I walk in and say boom, boom, boom. Just like
But it's funny, but
you know,
I
just
do
like
that when I read read
your
the
wife
script.
does. It's easy. Yeah.
I read it what it could be. It may not be what it is, but what it could be. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
that's how you become successful.
Sure.
So that's how we got together. He brought. I says, yeah, and I mean.
2 seconds. He said, "I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm
Fuck,
in.
You know, because that's what
Let's
I do. I'm
it.
in, and then my nephew wants to kill me because I do that with buildings all the time. I'm in or anything. But this really is good because I mean, I know what I don't know, and Mark knows what he
Well,
doesn't
that's
know.
what you just
Sure.
what you said. I said the one thing I learned about business is let those who do do.
That's exactly
I don't
right.
do what you do.
Yep.
Right.
You don't do it, but
right.
I know what I do.
And you know, I always hang. There's a saying: if you're the smartest person in the room, leave that
The
room and go
That's right.
somewhere else.
Right,
because
right.
I know.
That's right,
He. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's not. I mean that way. He really is the smartest guy in the
No,
room, and he looks
no.
at
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
no, right.
And I'm
No,
like,
no,
okay,
it's not like
but
that, though,
Like
but-
sometimes, like he got involved in one negotiation with the band, and he like, oh, we got to do this and that. And I said, don't work that way. And then you saw it didn't work that way.
Right.
But it's okay because
That's-
everybody has their area of
Yeah,
expertise.
yeah.
Not that I have. I'm
No.
not saying I have that level, but.
No, you
But
know what you
this,
know.
this
You know
theater
what you
would
do.
not get
That's
done
what you
without
do.
his
Yeah.
his
No,
money
absolutely.
and his structural engineering. Jimmy DeCenzo, if you're out there, I mean, these guys do stuff
Yeah,
that's
Jimmy
amazing.
does a great. He runs
Jimmy does
all day.
a great
You met
job.
Jimmy before. He does a great
Yeah,
job.
it's just really a really cool partnership, and we are going to bring downtown. People are going to park. There's 800 parking spaces, folks. Don't worry about that. We're going to
plenty
have
of parking
shuttles.
all over. We'll have
Or
shuttles, free shuttles.
730. If you ask him, it's
782.
Oh, I say 800 because he's a structural engineer. I just say fuck it. I'm going to say 800.
782.
Where are we going to put those extra 18
The other
cars?
18 will be
huh?
standing
Yeah,
somewhere.
where are we going to put those
Yeah,
18 cars?
And you
Nobody
got-
knows
I
that.
mean,
Right,
Will you be
exactly.
standing
Right.
room? Standing room.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
so
you go.
It's incredible,
Gray
Ronnie. It's
zone, see?
incredible, isn't it? I mean, really, the acoustics. The thing is, you can go to a bigger theater, like and Powers Auditorium is absolutely
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
beautiful. Yeah, it's
I mean, I've done a lot. I did Jersey Boys there, a lot of shows. This thing is really intimate with $13.50. The price is maybe $5 more a ticket, but when you see a show there, you're going to be blown away because the worst seat in the house is a great
fantastic seat.
The back row, the projection room is still up there. There was like 400 dead birds in there when they bought it. Now it's clean.
No, but that's what I was
The
when
birds were going to put them on the menu. You know what I mean?
When she was there, that's why I used to fight at the Packer Musical because you couldn't get a bad seat in the joint.
No,
You know,
that's
for a
right.
fight.
Yeah, for a fight, that's a
fight
great
is right on
venue.
top.
for a
It was
fight.
actually
Oh, yeah.
designed to be multi-purpose. So you put the ring in the middle.
Right.
It's perfect
It
for
was.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
T
Yeah.
loved it.
Was
That's a
there
great
ever
venue.
a time where you were like, oh crap,
Yeah, right about
we're
now.
overwhelmed?
Yeah, right about now. No,
It's-
no,
or
we're
have you
we're in good
always
shape.
been like, it's gonna work, it's gonna work, it's gonna work?
Pretty much that. I mean, we haven't found any surprises here, so it's been easy so far. I mean, a few things here and there, but it's not been as bad as everybody walks in, they look around, they think it's so bad. It really wasn't. And the thing is built so well. It's
Why don't
unbelievable.
we build things like that anymore?
Too much.
It's
Too
just
much
too
money.
expensive?
Too
You
much
couldn't-
money.
I mean, to build this thing
it's-
now would be
yeah.
what 5 times the cost.
Oh, at least.
I mean,
Yeah,
again, when
at least.
we broke through the dressing rooms in the basement, the brick walls were like 2 feet
Well, I
thick.
mean,
We're putting a nice the down underneath. We're going to leave exposed brick. We're going to seal it. It's truly gorgeous. But to
And the
break in for
plaster
the
work,
main dressing room,
you
to put the
can't-
showers in,
You can't
2
find a
foot
guy
thick.
to do plaster work like that these days. They don't exist. That's why we have Harry. He's 850 years old. We
Harry,
didn't
you're
know
a
what
real
to do
pain
with
in the
him.
ass, just so you know,
we
he
brought
really is
him
a
out,
pain in the ass.
and,
He really
and
is.
you don't find these guys anymore. It's a real talent. So
He's
so
incredible.
today you throw up drywall and you try to paint it nice, and that's it. I mean, he's a craftsman. You don't find these guys, So it's just too much money to build it like that these days.
Is there ever been a group that you wanted to get that you can't get?
Yes.
Is it one
I have
or
two.
more than
No,
one?
two, I have 2 wish lists.
All right. And
Ringo Starr
okay.
That's a good.
and
one.
Jackson Brown.
What's been
Jackson
the
Brown,
problem?
interesting.
Well, Ringo Starr plays bigger venues, and I understand that he's a Beatle, and that's okay. And Jackson Brown is kind of tied in up, more towards Cleveland, Akron area. But that was like the stuff of my youth. So, I've always been advised never book the stuff that you like because maybe other people don't like
Yeah.
it. But everybody loves Ringo Starr, and everybody loves
Jackson Brown.
Jackson
Brown,
Brown.
yeah,
So
both
I
of
love
them
that.
very
They're a
good, actually.
ballader, well, not Ringo so much, but Jackson Brown's ballads. You know what I mean? So
Well, he was a songwriter.
he
Before
was
Yeah,
a
that's
songwriter.
right,
He's
exactly
incredible.
right.
He was
That's
with
why.
Daryl Hannah. How bad can that be?
Like Warren Zevon. Like Warren Zevon was.
Yeah.
For Warren,
Right.
he was a
Are
writer.
you
Right.
giving up?
I never give up.
No,
I never
no.
give
I mean,
up.
do you
and
think there's an angle where you can
Well,
pull it off?
you could because if some guys go like look, Springsteen did that thing. He did that intimate tour. It was very intimate when he's doing
Right.
just the theaters.
But that's
He
a
can-
guy that Youngstown's trying to get. And remember, Eric Ryan said he could never get him. He
Who?
just can't get
Springsteen.
Oh,
to
yeah.
do his Sandbar show.
no.
But he did
just
a,
can't
did
do
a
it.
song called Youngstown. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Right,
come
yeah,
Which
come to
makes
Youngstown.
sense.
So why not? Right.
So do you think you'll be able to find an angle to pull it off?
I think Ringo's getting a little. He just played in Albuquerque or Santa Fe, and it
Mark
was a
lives in New Mexico.
smaller.
He lives in Las Cruces.
Yeah, I live in Las Cruces, down in the desert.
Wait a minute. I've trained in Cruces.
No.
2 of my fights. One of my oldest and dearest friends from Cruces. Born and raised.
Where'd you train at? By the Pan American Center
At
there?
the mall. It was the Omasia Mall.
Mesilla Mall. Yeah, absolutely. I'm about 15
and I used
minutes
to go to,
from
I
the
used
mall.
to eat the Double Eagle.
Oh, the Double
I've
Eagle's
been going-
fantastic, huh?
It was a haunted
It's a haunted house, yeah, but a great steakhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
A haunted
Now,
steakhouse?
we're
Oh,
going to talk about Las
yeah.
Cruces.
It's a
Louis,
haunted
if you're watching-
steakhouse. Oh, it's
Louis.
fantastic, this place.
Louis,
Oh, yeah.
Louis.
I didn't know you were there.
I've been going there since 1970.
I've lived there
78.
for 15 years.
I've been going there since 78.
I've been going there since
My-
98,
my-
so
my-
yeah.
He went up to.
Yeah, he did one up me, yeah.
What's Las Cruces mean in English?
The crosses. City of
Crosses.
Crosses.
Okay.
Yeah, City of Crosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And haunted shit.
No, they did,
Crosses.
yeah, they
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Oh,
Roma
yeah.
said, and that Pancho Villa, what was the rest of that Pancho Villa?
There's a Pancho Villa trail through
Trail
there and
there, yeah.
everything. yeah.
Really?
Well, I used to train there. And they
Don
say
Juan Onate, all that. I didn't know you trained
Rio
there.
Grande River. It's as wide as this rug.
Ain't
And
so
it's dry,
grande.
and
I
it's
could
dry
jump it,
most of the
and
time
that's
too.
dry.
It's dry.
I could
most
jump
of
it.
yeah.
That's I said.
Did you go running in the river?
Oh, run on
When it was
in the
dry,
sand,
right, in the sand,
in the
exactly.
and run
Oh, yeah,
along with
nothing
it.
there.
And
Gotta
that-
watch
and
for
it
the
just separates
rattlesnakes,
Mexico
though.
from-
So to cross the border ain't a big deal coming across.
And I always go.
That's pretty
I
easy.
used to fly
78.
to El Paso. We used to go to Juarez all the time.
Oh yeah.
When it was a nice
Back
sleepy
then it was
town.
very nice. Lots of
Slut-
restaurants down
now
there. Oh,
it's
yeah,
a
it
war
was
zone.
fantastic.
Now
Oh,
you can't
it's
go there. It's a
terrible.
war
No,
zone.
it's terrible.
What is? Anyway, we went off track.
Yeah, we do a little bit,
That's
off
okay.
track, but
And you know, lives there too. A good friend of mine.
He's a really good friend because you can't remember his name.
Tony Randazzo. You know,
Oh, okay. No,
Tony,
no, yeah,
he's a
no.
major league umpire.
oh, okay.
Tony Randazzo.
Well, there's another major league umpire that lives there too, Doug Eddings. He lives
I
up
don't-
by.
well,
He
I
lives
don't-
2 roads up from me. Yeah,
There you
there's
go.
2 of
When's
them
the last
there.
time you
Yeah,
were there?
Absolutely.
Last time I've been to Cruces was, yeah, that's been 20. Well, since I
Oh,
fought
wow.
20-something years.
Oh, okay. It's been a
But
while.
I am.
Why did you train there? Because the altitude?
Yeah.
And
So
because-
you
Yeah,
wanted
we're-
to train a higher
and
altitude
Sam,
to get
do you
used to
remember
it.
Well, you remember there used to be a sign club called Burke.
Yeah.
Sammy Burke, Rocky Burke, Rocky's dad, but and Louis Burke, Louis, and
Yeah.
the family, the Burke family. So Sammy, Rocky, and Louis were fighters, and so they set up. And Louis was like, they were like my family, and so they set up for me to train at the old Museum Mall.
Wow.
And they
wow.
and they used to be one of the stores closed down, and so they put it in the gym, and I was training there. But
Yeah.
you do it because of the altitude. Yes. That's
Yeah,
super-
we're over 4,000 square,
Yes, that's
4,000
why-
feet.
that's
so
why I
yeah,
was-
Can
it's-
you You're
You're
really tell
talking
me?
about
Oh, you
real
can.
estate
Well, you know,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell you what.
Can
I
you tell?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know. I ride
Oh,
my
yeah.
bike, okay, and now I'm used to it. But when I first moved there, I ride my bike, and I go up in the mountains. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and I ride my bike, and I'm like huffing and puffing. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I didn't think I was this far out of shape. What the hell's going on? Then I realized, you know what? When I get up there, I'm about 5,000 feet.
Yeah, I used to
So
run
you
the
can
mountain.
tell.
I used to
Vegas,
run the
what's
Yeah,
the
you
sea
can
level
tell.
of
Yeah.
Vegas?
Vegas is 20,
Yeah, it's a little bit
20, a
lower,
little
yeah.
about
So if you
3,000.
trained at 4,000 or 5,000 square feet and you came down, you
Yeah,
felt like
yeah,
you were
yeah.
getting an
Well,
oxygen
why-
boost, right?
Of course.
Sure.
That's why I used to fight here or fight when you sea level. I used to train in the Catskill Mountains. On the East Coast, you train in the Catskills. But out west, I trained in Tahoe,
Yeah.
Reno,
Las
Cruces.
Cruises, yeah.
Phoenix, because you get acclimated. And Vegas. Vegas, too. Vegas is a high altitude. That's why
Yeah,
you
they
can't.
got mountains around Vegas
Yeah,
too. You can get
yeah.
up a little bit higher.
So I used to,
sure.
but I used to try,
Yeah,
and I
that's
used to run
interesting. I didn't
the
know that.
mountains on cruises. Go up to mountain where during the
beautiful.
cruises time they go. The old Mexican, they crawl on their knees.
Yeah.
You know, during the was it the Easter or Christmas time?
It was.
I
It's
think
Easter, I think. I think it's
The
Easter. Yeah,
crucifixion,
they
they,
do, yeah.
they crawl on their knees. It's
Yeah,
an old
crawl-
thing.
yeah.
Up the mountain, it's brutal.
Yeah.
But crawling up there because you really, yeah.
And let me tell you what a
Anyhow,
Cleveland, let me
Yeah,
tell
this
you
that's
what
show,
a
yeah,
this
yeah,
show's
yeah.
gone off on
A little bit on
tangents,
track,
man.
but yeah,
Let me
Yeah,
tell you what a
yeah,
Cleveland
right.
Browns fan he is. He schedules his trips in, obviously, for the theater and construction, but for the Cleveland Browns.
There you go.
Yeah, I come back for the Browns.
And they look,
Yeah, we're season ticket holders. so.
Season one, with the first, I said, the first series when they first, I said we're going to Super Bowl.
Of course, everybody. That's a pride. I know. You're right.
And then it was like the Titanic hitting
Went
iceberg.
right downhill.
It went ass
That
up.
was so bad.
straight
You
down.
better believe it. That was
But
bad.
That was okay because
was
I
ugly.
said I know we're going to
They
be
You'll
needed
get
that. No
punched
pun
in the
intended.
gut.
They needed that. They needed that
humbled,
punch in the head. They
and
really
got-
did. Yeah.
Now,
they
last
did.
night they looked good.
They
now,
did.
people
A
oh,
little
they only
bit,
beat the Jets. It don't
Did
matter.
you ever go in
They're
the
gonna
ring
write
when
that
you were,
shit.
did you ever go in the
Yeah.
ring when you were too cocky?
Well, you get smacked.
And the guy
there.
punches you in the face. What happens? Oh, I got my
You
hands
wake up
full.
real
Okay,
quick, don't
I
you?
know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes
Sure.
you got to get punched in the face,
And
and
I
like
think
the Browns
everybody-
got punched in
They
the
did.
face.
They did. They
And,
needed
Really
it,
got
though.
punched.
But their defense is going to be solid. They're going to be
I
fine.
think
Their
so.
defense is
I
solid.
think so.
And Mayfield's a winner. I don't care.
Yeah.
He is a winner. Walks on.
and
he
they
just-
and they got the tools. They got the
They do.
So look,
We'll
It's
find
not.
out.
It's
We'll
not
find
going to.
out a lot
It's not
this
going to
week.
happen.
Yeah.
We're going to find
We'll
out a
find
lot
out
this
a
week.
lot
You
Sunday
better
night,
believe it.
the
Yeah.
Rams.
Rams.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Sunday
Good
night.
pizza
with Rams.
sales, folks. Sunrise Inn.
What do
Order
we
all
got?
your
Go ahead.
pizzas. We have a new cauliflower pizza, cauliflower crusted pizza. No, what
is
did I
that
say?
set
No carbs.
to breed it
No
now?
carbs.
Is that what they're
Hey,
breeding now?
No, that was
Yeah,
the
there
cue.
you go.
T-Bone,
He's in there.
Sunrise
See?
Pizza.
Right on
Come
cue.
on
There
over
you
here.
go.
T. Put the
Right
pizzas
on
right
cue.
on the thing.
Oh yeah.
And
What
folks,
the magic
that was
word?
not planned. That's
That
okay.
wasn't
Right on
planned.
cue.
He's just
There you
saying
go.
that,
I'm
Hey,
just that-
Thomas.
Wait, let me try it.
T,
There's
come on over here. Come
cauliflower
on, stand
pizza.
behind here. Come on. I don't know. Fuck, stand over behind her. Come on.
You won't be able to hear
Just
it.
don't trip. You don't have to hear him. He can just look good. He's
What'd you-
pretty.
what'd
He's
you bring?
25 years old. If I look that good,
He dresses the joint up.
we were
There
at a
you go.
wedding
Yeah,
the
he's
other
Well, he's
night.
like your
dressing.
security.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
he's
That too.
We were at
right.
a wedding. He had a nice tuxedo on. He took his shirt off. He had a vest on with those guns, and I'm like, God
Oh, like the
damn, I never
Chippendales
looked like
or
that.
something?
He was like the male
That's
Chippendale.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, well, he's photobombing you. Why don't you knock
He's
him out of the way
photobombing.
real
Yeah,
quick?
see? Yeah.
See, we
You're okay
asked
with
no
him to
push
come
on
back.
you there, right?
We
Huh?
asked him
Right.
to come back. We
That's
didn't
right.
ask you.
Ray, if he was sitting with three ladies that he'd
You're
invite
not
you
gonna
over.
win that
That's
one.
the
That's
difference.
I was
that's
up
not gonna
I sit
happen.
by myself at the bar, looking
You're
forlorn.
freaking good.
Look, you know, like that word
Forlorn.
Mark,
Where did you
like
learn that
Mark,
word? I
Mike's
don't know.
home. What does
Yeah.
forlorn
Hey,
mean?
that's why
I'm looking up.
we gotta look that up.
I was looking up
You're ready to
forlorn. You know.
Google that
Googled it,
thing.
yeah.
I was
Google
like,
it.
add that.
How about one of the
And,
ladies?
you know,
So that's why they got a picture of forlorn. That's what
Yeah.
it looked like.
One of
right?
the
You
See,
didn't
that's
take a
it.
picture with the girls?
One of the ladies at lunch
Nothing.
turns to me.
You got Ugats, yeah.
She turns to me and she goes, "I was a ring girl for one of his fights at
Oh, really?
Molotov."
How about that? How about that?
Good for
Here
you.
we go.
Yeah.
So I made her walk like that.
Yeah. But
What'd you
anyway,
bring, Tom?
Old World classic.
Just old
There's
Briar
the
Hill.
classic.
stuff?
Two Briar
There you
Hills.
go. Mhm. Oh yeah. That's
Oh,
a
we got
classic
advertising.
right there.
Folks, we're selling advertising on the cover, so don't hesitate to call us. Go to Sunrise Inn.
Is there anything else you want to promote
Yeah.
before we wrap it?
Oh, no, yeah, actually.
You sure you want to open
Warren,
it up for that? I mean,
WarrenWireless.net. We have,
Oh,
Mark
and I
and
got one
have
more.
sta-
I have another question after this, but go ahead.
we have started our own wireless service because Spectrum is really fucking people, okay? The service
they're
is
bad.
bad.
They're bad.
Allegedly, I'll use the word allegedly.
Right.
People are complaining. We are starting we have already started our wireless service. Packard Music Hall, River Rock at the Amp, Sunrise Inn,
Robbins Theater.
Robinson, and a lot of other customers. But we have Ronnie. You're downtown. You could get the wireless service. We're gonna, we got all the water towers. We're gonna start here and grow out.
When's it start?
It's already started.
It's already started. Yeah.
If you go to WarrenWireless.net, you can see what the service areas are, and we're not going to stop because it's a local company.
Well, we have it at the restaurant. I use it.
Yeah.
do you have it as your personal phone? Can you get it as a personal?
I can't get it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just
but
like
we
you
will.
said earlier, we're
Okay,
starting in
gotcha.
downtown,
Gotcha.
and then we're moving it out from
Okay, there you
downtown.
go.
Hey,
So
what's
we'll
this
get
pizza
there.
for
Mhm.
life?
Ah, that's a
thing?
good one.
Okay.
Can you tell me about that?
Oh, are you kidding me? Of course I
How
can.
many times can I have pizza?
Twice a month for the rest of your life, but it's only 80 or older can apply.
Oh, is that right?
No, I'm messing. That's a good thing. No, anybody
That's
can
for the
apply. But,
cauliflower pizza.
That's
no,
right,
No.
yeah.
But 2 pizzas a month for the rest of your life.
Any
Go to
pizza I want?
WFMJ.com. Any pizza you want, except the deep dish. That's excluded.
Okay, very
It's too
good.
expensive. We
Yeah,
can't
just
do
checking. Just checking.
That. But anyway,
You wanna give one of those
get some
away.
shit
So
on it.
basically,
No, no.
redefine print is what he's trying
Yeah.
to say.
understand.
So, I mean, we've been there 90 years this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of our 90-year anniversary. 2 pizzas a month for the rest of your life. I mean, the public, first of all, we're very honored and humble. We've been there 90 years. People have supported us through wars and depressions and recessions. So we really are very, very
Yeah,
honored that
yeah,
people
yeah.
support us.
Mm-hmm.
And the community's very loyal. When people come out of town, they go to 2 places, the hot dog shop and the Sunrise
right.
Inn.
That's right.
And you're not from Warren, so you don't appreciate that.
No,
Don't take that wrong.
No, I know what you're saying. No,
Yeah.
no.
And the horseshoe to grab a drink.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
we're very grateful that folks support us. We really are, and that longevity is because of our staff. Our staff is incredible, our management, and everybody.
But
So
you gotta
thank
have
you.
You have to have a go-to place wherever you go. I
Absolutely.
mean, like when I come in Youngstown, there's a couple, 3 or 4 restaurants. I like to do them all.
Where do you like to go to when you go to Youngstown? Tell me.
When I'm in Youngstown, there's 4.
Where's your number 1 joint?
There is no number one.
Okay.
Because I work the joints everywhere I go. I mean, Mikey Alberini's.
Oh,
on
Mikey's a
224.
good guy.
Yeah.
I played golf
the
with
new-
Michael.
the
Mike,
new-
you need an improvement on that.
The
golf
new
swing.
bistro
Oh,
downtown.
Pesto,
yeah,
Pesto,
yeah,
hello.
Pesto,
I just
yeah,
Mike,
does a
Mark,
good
yeah,
job.
Mark. I like to go to Cafe Capri.
Ronnie
Q,
Caranta, Ronnie
Q.
Q.
Ronnie
That's
Q's
good
joint.
job,
He's
yeah.
still around, right?
He's still around.
He's a
yeah.
great
That's
guy.
wonderful.
Ronnie, his father. Ronnie, our
God,
sympathies.
yeah,
His
God
father
just
just
rest his
passed
soul.
away, yeah.
I go to La Rocca's down in
Poland?
Poland, yeah.
Our food here
So,
in
know,
this
just
area is
people don't know.
incredible.
Oh, it's
don't
You know, I
great.
go
No,
to
they
Florida
don't
Oh, I
over
go
the
to
winter.
Station Square here. But,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Otavio,
you gotta stop
Salvatore's,
by,
my
sure.
Valley Classic,
Cafe
at Vernon,
422.
Leo's.
Right.
Leo's
Vernon's
is great.
downtown.
Nicolini's,
Vernon's
you
downtown.
So,
know,
folks,
sure,
what I'm
any of
trying to
them.
say is support your local
Yes,
places.
that's
The
it.
chains take all their profits. They take a bag, like Olive Gardens in Orlando. They take all that money and give it to some corporation. All these guys that live here, they spend their money on local landscapers and every other service.
Hey, you
so
got to serve the mom and pop
break the
stores.
chains.
You do.
because
You have
you know
to. You gotta
we really
keep
do
them
spend
going,
our
sure.
money here.
Yes.
You
So
know?
how did?
Sure.
And
how
if I
long-
see you, I'd invite you over to my table for a drink. And it'd be
here we
good.
freaking go.
My,
Trying to promote the restaurant for you.
I'm sitting there at the door. Mike's sitting with three pretty girls. He walks in, he gives me a little wave. I'm by myself at the bar.
got a cup
You're
on?
by
'Cause you're gonna
yourself.
need your
You're
balls
by
are
yourself.
gonna
I say, hey, why don't you join us? Why don't you? How hard is that? Say, why don't you join?
I share.
Give me the opportunity to say yes or no.
Ray, if
Give
you
me
ever
the
come to
opportunity
the
to say
Six,
yes or
come
no.
to the
I gotta-
sunrise and I'm sitting
my-
with three women, I'm going to invite you over.
I
and,
want
and
three women or
introduce you.
three guys.
I'm
I don't
gonna introduce
care.
you, yeah.
Invite
I will
me
not
over.
let you sit
if
by
I'm
yourself.
by myself, I'm like a victim over here. And he's like, and I'm like serving the sense.
Mike's face is getting red. We got to cool off a little bit. He's going to blow up.
How long do we have to get in the contest, and where do I sign up for the contest? And I don't even care about the damn contest.
Okay. Mike's pissed.
Promote the
Mike's
damn-
pissed,
Just
but we're still
promote
going
it.
to. Don't walk away.
I thought he was
Have a-
leaving. I thought he was
Have a
leaving.
slice,
There
Michael.
You go.
That's
Yeah.
the Briar Hill. It's really good.
So make me feel better.
Yeah, it will.
WFMJ.com till I think the winner's announced.
Hey, Mike, do you eat
December
when you're
18th.
upset? 'Cause you must be
I am.
upset a lot.
I am.
Look at
Let
his
him move. Rib shots everywhere.
December 18th.
I'm working on that.
I think we give it away on WFMJ.com. Please enter. You have to sign up for the email. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, but whatever you do, sign up. It's a really great promotion. We're so grateful for the community, 90 years. We really do want to
long
give
time.
back. We just do a lot of stuff because I was born in Warren. I was born in St. Joe's Riverside, which is never there. Went to Devon School. We moved to Holland. Holland schools. Mark went to Harding schools. You're part of the Hall of Fame, right?
I am, yes.
So, I mean, we're local guys that believe in the area. Do I like Florida in the winter? Yeah, I hate cold weather.
No.
But this is our home.
But
This
yet-
is our
but
root.
yet
This
you're
is our
start-
roots.
But yet you're starting the thing in the winter time.
That's right.
In
Yeah,
January.
yes, yeah. There's only
I'm
one
just
reason
saying-
for that.
I'm just saying,
97th
look, look,
birthday.
look,
That's
I
the
don't
only
wanna
reason.
I didn't want to throw a cast over it, but look,
Yeah,
in
well.
January, the weather, you got to depend on the weather.
We're
A lot
gonna
of
be
stuff-
looking
I
for
think
lot
the
of stuff.
Farmer's Almanac called for
January,
80
after the
degrees
Super
in
Bowl.
January this year. Global warming.
Farmer's
so we're in good
Almanac's
shape.
calling for some warm weather.
Yeah.
God, I hope so, because we're not going to be
yeah.
plowing.
Global
sure.
warming, so
I mean,
we'll be all right in January this year.
January,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
But we love warm weather, you know?
And Mike, take another bite. Then once you tell
No,
say
I'm
goodbye.
done. I'm
Ray,
done
please.
talking.
Anyhow, I
See,
guess
Mike,
that's
I
it.
buy you a
That's
piece.
it.
That's it.
Oh,
He flipped him off on
This is
the
a
play.
family show. This is a family. Did you see that? He flips me off.
Fuck
We're
yeah,
in a
it's
family
show.
We got a G. I guess we got an R rating for this one now.
Yes,
right?
we do.
Yep, it's
Kenny's
on.
throwing on some F bombs.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry,
all right.
folks.
That's okay. I threw a little. I threw a couple shites in there.
Is your mom listening today?
Oh, I hope my mom.
Yeah.
My mom's not
Jesus.
listening.
All right. I guess
Are we
that's
done,
it.
guys? We got a
this
couple
week-
Hey,
minutes.
happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shirley. Hello.
Yeah, it's his anniversary.
Well,
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Birthday 2 days ago.
My birthday.
Yeah,
Birthday
birthday
days
2
ago.
days ago. That's right.
Happy, well, wedding anniversary. God bless you. Happy
all good.
anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Yep.
And you're spending it with us.
Yes. Well, we're going out for dinner tonight.
There you go.
We're going, I don't
There
know.
you
I
go.
think we're going to. I
Yeah.
don't know where we're going. Maybe Sunrise,
Sunrise
Inn.
Inn.
With that award-winning cauliflower
And
pizza.
I'm
or
telling
whatever.
you, and if you go to Sunrise Inn and you see somebody sitting at the bar
matter who.
by
Invite 'em
themselves,
over. Do not
like-
let
like they're
anybody
like they're a
by
victim. Throw them a bone, man. Buy them
Have
a drink.
another
Do
slice,
something.
yeah.
Don't live in there like a victim for crying out loud.
Anybody, folks, if somebody's sitting by themselves, do not let them
No,
sit by themselves.
People
Help them out. Society
or give,
needs us.
Give them an
Unless
opportunity to
it's
say
me.
no, thank
Leave me
you.
the
I
hell
appreciate
alone.
that. Give them an opportunity to say yes or no. All right. Hey, don't want to overstay our welcome. So
We started late. We got to go a little
yes,
late.
Yes. But I guess that's it. I just want to say, anybody out there, if you enjoyed the show, please let us know how you feel. Any comments that you want to make, we're more than happy to read it, hear it. We'll even air it if it's even worthy of that. If it's something very interesting. And
If you buy sponsorship, we'll say even more.
even
Yeah.
better, even better. But until then, and next show, take care of each other, love each other. Good night and God bless.
Bye, everybody.